Alone in her house, Mrs. Mahon decided to act upon her suspicions, mainly that her husband was either gambling or having an affair. She looked through his things when she came across a locked briefcase. With the assistance of her friend, they broke it open. Immediately, they contacted Scotland Yard, having her husband arrested and eventually executed. So what did she find, and how the hell did we get here? Well, stick around and let's find out together. This is Mr. Mahon, a womanizer, a gambler who would go after women and their money by seducing them and letting them spend money on him like he was a child. While having an affair with a woman called Mrs. K, which had gone on for an extended period of time, he decided enough was enough. He was staying in someone's bungalow for a time to make sure his wife didn't catch him, and while Mrs. K was sending letters about them running away to Paris and having a beautiful life, he set his sights on a butcher knife and bone saw. He said that he ended the affair that day with Mrs. K, but she was furious. In fact, she threw an axe at him. In response, they fought and they fell over, both smacking their heads on the way down. Unfortunately, Mrs. K hit her head on a large metal cauldron and bled out on the floor, leading to her death. When Mr. Mahon gathered himself, he did the very strange thing of covering her in a fur coat before leaving to go see another woman that night, called Mrs. Duncan. Mr. Mahon even eventually brought her back to the bungalow, where Mrs. K was now stuffed inside a trunk in the other room. Mrs. Duncan did not notice a single thing. This is where it gets awful. He continued to see Mrs. Duncan for a time, but once he was alone in the bungalow, he began getting rid of Mrs. K. This is what the officers found when they entered. This is your only warning. They found saucepans, bowls, and other pots filled with a red liquid, and what they can only describe as human grease and fat in other places. There were bloodstains all over the floors and carpets, parts of her body were tied up in paper bags like they were deli meats, while a biscuit tin held her lungs, heart, kidneys, liver, and bowels. When the officers first made their way to the trunk where her body was held, they found boiled, burnt, and rotten flesh just thrown in there. The fireplaces were filled with bones, but they were missing her head. As Mr. Mahon stated, he burnt the head and broke it up in the fireplace before scooping it into a dustbin. Although he deemed it all an accident still, he still bought the bone saw and knife, he still did all those gruesome things with the body, he still had a double affair, and worst of all, revealed in the autopsy that Mrs. K was pregnant. The jury found him guilty and he was hung. So how did they know? Mrs. Mahon had found a blood-stained shirt stuffed into Mr. Mahon's secret briefcase. This was later found to be the shirt he was wearing while he was dismembering Mrs. K. Mrs. Mahon, being a righteous, noble person, knew that no matter what the circumstances were, she needed to turn her husband in. In the end, this hopefully brought some semblance of peace to Mrs. K's family. However, no one could undo the horrors that took place in that house. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and sub and like again. I mainly used one book for this one, which is linked below, so you can send some love their way. Let me know what you'd like to see next time, and I'll see you in the next one.